Hi everyone, this is Gloria with stampwithgloria.com. Today I'm going to show you a new set. It's called Darling Donkeys. It's part of our celebration that's coming up in January. It starts January 3rd. With a $50 purchase, you can get this adorable stamp set for free. So I was just going to show you a cute little card that we could do for Valentine's Day, since hopefully that will be the next holiday that we're working on, and it corresponds with celebration. So you could get this set and make some adorable little Valentine's Day cards. So I also want to show you a new product called our blending brushes. This is what they look like. They're really fun. They're like a really kind of dense makeup brush, but as you can see, it's like layers and layers and layers of like really soft. I don't know if it's synthetic or if it's real, something real, but like real horsehair. It's not horsehair, just so you know, but it is so soft and so fun. You can rinse them out and do other things with them. I'm going to show you how to make a background of clouds for our donkey picture, and I'm going to show you how to color in the donkeys. These are fussy cut because there's no dies that go with the Darling Donkey set, at least not yet. I know in years past Stampin' Up! Has surprised us and came out with dies for the sets that were free later during celebration as an add-on. So maybe they'll do that. I don't know, but as of January 3rd, there are no dies that match this, so I fussy cut both of these donkeys out. Now, you know how I am. I'm a little bit picky about like some things, and I'm always curious. I'm always looking up things. I'm just curious about people and when they draw things, like how realistic it is. Now, these are supposed to be donkeys, and I'm married to a veterinarian, and I would call these mules. A mule is a cross between a donkey and a horse. And so they have longer chins, really big ears like that, like the donkeys have the big ears. But the reason I would call these mules is because in the artwork, if you look at the artwork here, I'm going to show you, the artwork here, there is no cross on the donkey's back anywhere. Now I put it on my colored image. I put the cross on because here, let me show you a picture. I pulled up a picture just so I could prove my point. There is the donkey cross. So all donkeys have this cross on their back. Mules can have them too, but donkeys will always have them on. And it's just, part of the characteristics, part of their genetics. If you're superstitious, they said it's because when Jesus was on the cross, a donkey stood in the shadow of the cross, and then it emblazoned itself on the back of the donkey. Of course, that's probably not true, but it's a neat little story that you can tell people. But that's why I'm a little, I love the artwork because they're adorable, but I have to have the cross on myself to make it more realistic. So there's my donkey cross on there, and as you can see on the original artwork, there is no donkey cross. And these have longer faces than I would think a donkey would have, especially the bulbous nose there is really big. But I know that it's supposed to be funny and exaggerated, but that's just me. I can't help myself. I always wonder about artwork and how approximate it is and how realistic it is. So that's just me. So anyway, that's my spiel. Let me show you how to make the clouds on the background of this card. And this is one of our new curvy dies. That's also in the catalog in January. You're gonna love that set as well. So let me just get started and show you. So you're just going to take a piece of Whisper White. Now, Whisper White is awesome for this technique because it's a smooth surface. It's not rough at all. You can use sponges on it or daubers, or now these blending brushes to cover the background, and it'll be nice and smooth and really pretty looking. But basically all you have to do is you make a pattern. So I made a pattern of clouds, and I'm going to use, this is Pool Party, and I'm just going to take and rub some color on the top of that. Now, if you start out with the full intensity of the color on there, it's going to be pretty dark. I don't want it quite as dark, so I'm going to go a little bit lighter. So I'm just going to like rub some of that color off. There are places I want it darker, but just not right there. So now we've got the first part of the cloud. Now I think maybe I'll make it a little bit darker. So let's pull this up in here, and then we're gonna pull some real color in here. And you can go in circles, or you can create really fun kind of effects with the clouds. So let's say I want some pink. So in this particular, in my original card here, I don't know if you noticed, but there's pink. So it's like the sunlight is coming in, you know, it's the morning, whatever. So I want to create that. So what I'm going to do is take this and my pattern, and now I'm going to just go up and down. I'm going to just blend this out just a little bit, and then you'll see that I start to get some of these like whiter spots in there. So we're going to do that here too. Oops, there we go. Here too, we'll get those like, they're like streaks, I guess. Not whiter spots, but streaks. But I still don't want the clouds to be super, super white. So I'm gonna just put a little shadow in there. And then we're gonna do it over here too. So I'm gonna like, here, let me flip the clouds around so it's not exactly like the cloud I already did. You can tilt your pattern on its side. You can do a lot of different things. You don't have to, you know, go straight across the card, because, you know, in nature, nothing is totally, you know, exactly round or exactly square, or, you know, everything doesn't line up. But see, now we've got some, like, it looks like some clouds are coming in, and it looks like we could put some rain in if we want, or the sunset. I'm going to go with the sunset. And so actually the color that I'm using is Poppy Parade for the color, but I just want a little bit of it. So I just rubbed a little there, and see, I've got some color on my mat. But now I'm just gonna pull that in, and don't worry about the bottom, because we're covering the bottom up. Remember, we've got the horses or the donkeys down there, so we're gonna cover the bottom up. So there you go. So now I've got some really cool kind of effects. If you really wanted to get really kind of crazy with it, I could maybe use some green. And I just want to say that three of these blending brushes come in a package. So if you put a little green in there, see, it just picks it, just does a little bit more, just a little bit of something something. You don't need a lot of color, okay? But there is color that stays on here, so I would just want to show you how that works. So there's a lot of color on here yet that you could get out on your card if you wanted to, but pretty much I think that this the way this is set up, or the way that this, you know, the color can go deep into the brushes here, the bristles, that you don't have to wash it out all the time. Some people will, but I found that I can create with really good rich color. Here, let me show you that. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, so we'll finish the horses or the donkeys up in just a second. So let's say I want to make a sunset. So I'm just gonna, this is just a stencil I made myself. So we're gonna do the sunset, get it a little darker on one side, you know, just to make it look kind of different. And then I'm gonna just smooch in the color there. See how cool that is? Now, let's say I want to use the same brush, okay, and use green. So now I'm just gonna color out some of the color on the pad, and then I'm going to pick up some green, and then we're going to go and we're going to make something green. And there you go. You've got green. Okay. Oh, that did mix with that color. Huh. Well, look at that. Learn something every day. Well, let's pick up that color again. you know, I did this like 500 times. Oh, there we go. There's the green. That's better. Oh, the green mixed with the red is really kind of cool. We used to have a color called Time, and this is pretty close to that color. So that's a happy mistake for me because I really like that color. But it was Granny Apple Green that I was using. So we were using a much brighter color. Let me see. There we go. There's Granny Apple Green. So let me amend that a bit. If you stay in the same color family, it looks like you can get the color that you want, but you know, go back and forth on the different pads. If you're going to mix the color to get a different color, then you know, you would do like a red and green and it would get this brown color, or blue and yellow, or orange and brown would get rust, you know, just different colors like that. So learn something every day. Glad I'm shooting this video for you. So anyway, that's how they work. They're real fun like that. Now let me show you the rest of this card. So we've got this card here. Then let me show you the curvy dies. They look like this, curvy dies. All right, oops, I should take that out. They look like this. And the one that I used to make the pasture is, of course, this one right here. Okay, so it just cuts like one swoop, so you can reverse the swoop and cut it, and then you'll have, you know, your pasture with bumps going that way, or a bump that's higher here. You know what I mean? So then if you cut them the same, like I did here, I cut them in the same direction, I didn't reverse it. I mean, you can flip it over if you want a different curve. You can't tell too much of a difference. You tell a little bit of difference, which is the right and the wrong side, but maybe you don't care. But keep that in mind when you're cutting out things. If you want a reverse curve, you're gonna have to flip the die from this way to this way. Does that make sense? Upside down? Okay, there we go. So then all I did was I added the pasture, okay, and I tucked in that little hill behind it. Let me show you the original. See, there we go. We've got the hill behind it. And every card will be different, of course. And you can bring the clouds down farther if you want. You can put more color in them if you want, but super fun with these brushes. So once you get that done, you're gonna wanna color your donkeys. And I'm gonna show you how I colored mine. Okay, I used the blending markers, okay? And I now a lot of the donkeys that you see online are colored brown, especially the cards that are being made now, and donkeys aren't brown. Well, some can be, some different breeds, but generally they're gray. So you want to have some gray in the donkey. So again, that's just me being maybe a tad picky, but one of the things I like to do is I like to build up colors. So I'll start with like a really light color, and so I will pull out my browns just to see what I've got. I've got bronze and, okay, just bronze, and then this is cinnamon. Yeah, this is cinnamon cider. Bronze and cinnamon cider. So what I'll do is I'll take the bronze, and that's my lighter color. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna color, oh, that's why I had two out. This one is dying. All right, let me get rid of that one. And we'll take the other one. You want the lighter color in the middle, okay, of the donkey. We're gonna add gray, don't worry about it. We're gonna add gray, but you wanna get some of this nice contrasting color in there first. So then you're going to take the darker color, okay, this is the cinnamon, and then color, I always color around the image, okay, because we're gonna blend that in with the blending marker, okay, so it'll be okay. And we'll give it some lights and some darks, Okay, his little bottom lip there. All right, and then we'll go here. And as you can see, we're just going around the edges. We're keeping that light space in the middle. I am just making his legs and her legs darker. I don't know if you know the difference between donkeys. A male is called a jack and a female is called a jenny. And if it's a mule, it's a hinny. So I hope you can remember all that. A hinny, a jack, and a jenny. So then we're gonna color in our, oh look, I forgot we can just do it this way. I've got a red pen here. We're gonna color in the rose. There we go. So cute. All right, and we wanna do some pink for the ears. Oh, let me use the other side. I can kind of see the pink. I don't know about you. There we go. See it a little bit better. There we go. And the pink here. And in her ears. And then I want some black. Oh no, not black. We want the gray. Well, we want black too. I think I did, yeah, I did. I did do their hooves black. There we go. And their tail and their little mop of hair. This is just a little bit darker. Her mop of hair. I'm funny, huh? Okay, now we want to add, oops, they have little short, little ruffly manes too. Now we want to add the gray. And the gray, you're just going to add right over the colors, just for the meantime. You know, maybe leave a little bit of that light brown in there, pull it down a little bit. Okay, have some shadowing there, up on the face. There we go, a little bit down. Then you're going to use the blending marker, or I call it blending. It's called a lifter. But what you're going to do is you're going to go along all those edges, and then you see it's going to start to blend. Because basically I'm picking up some color and then it's blending together those edges, or softening the edges, I guess I should say. So you want to do that. And just to show you, the longer you do it, see, the lighter it gets. All right. So if you want more color after you've lifted it off, then go ahead and add more color. So I want to add a little more gray there. So I'm going to do that. Boop, 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 boop. And there we go. As always, nothing is going to turn out unless you make the same kind of sounds that I make. All right. I'm going to leave her little face open. There we go. And we want to blend this belly just a little bit. Okay, so see how that kind of disappears then? All those lines disappear and then it kind of all melds together, which is really cool. All right, now I have just a black marker, and I'm just going to use, now the cross part does come down just a little bit on their back, and then it starts at the top here and then goes down their back. And I think I showed that to you in that picture, but I can show it to you again so that you know for sure. Here's the donkey picture. So it does come down, see the baby here? It comes down the side of the baby just a little bit, and then it goes from their mane all the way down. Okay? I know, it's good to be realistic, I guess. Realistic. And then you have your little donkey. Then you would cut them out, and then you would put it all together like this. Now this little this is the confetti flowers border punch that we have in the catalog. So what I did is I just punched a whole bunch of them out and put them in the field. Oh, I gave her some, here, let's give her lipstick. I gave the girl her lipstick right over here. There we go. Because I'm funny. So I gave her some lipstick, All right, you can see that in the original picture here. She's got lipstick on and she's running over to her true love. All right, and then you can put any kind of Valentine's sentiment that you want on it. I know, it's so cute, right? So I was playing with these blender brushes quite a bit. I wasn't lying. That's why I thought that I was teaching you the right way for the blending. But here's an inspiration picture. Now, my card doesn't look anything like the inspiration picture, but I love the Asian culture. I love their artwork. I love their watercolor. I have Asian watercolors myself. They're just beautiful. I just love everything about the simplicity of it. So with the blending brushes, I wanted to kind of replicate that in a way, but I wanted the softness of it. So what I came up with is this card here. And I purposely, you know, have like little hash marks all over it. The sun, the same kind of colors that are in there. And made like a kind of a rocky garden with some beautiful flowers in the background. And the set I used for that is my meadow right here. All right, so here's my meadow, and it was just so much fun to do, and I did it all with these blending brushes. So this will be something that I do in the future. I will do a whole card for you. It will take a little bit longer because we're using a lot of little pieces and we're doing blending, but I can show you how that works. But I use these three to make this, and then also the donkey picture. So you can see it's a really cool tool that's coming out in January, and I hope you really enjoy it. I will do more videos using that tool just because I just love the effects of it. So I know that the inspiration scene, let me show it to you again, looks nothing like my card, but it just kind of gave me ideas on how to do things. And like the blending and the rocks, and actually the rocks here are the wheelbarrow right there. And then you think that these are like birds, and they're not. They're the leaves to the trees. Isn't that cool? And then you've got right here some tulips. You've got some tulips on the side of the bridge. I just loved it. And then I did little hash marks on it, because if you look at some of the old watercolor art, especially the Asian stuff, they have those hash marks all over it. It's like, it's just part of the design, which I love, makes it look a little bit vintage. So I wanted this to look a little bit older. And I really didn't do a lot of other things like, you know, really, you know, blending the colors or adding colors or doing a lot of depth here, which I do on some of my scene cards. I just did it straight scene, straight color, straight stamp. And you can get some really cool looking creative pictures like this one. So I thought that you might enjoy looking at that, and like I said, this would be a future video that I would do. It would take a little bit longer, but it would be fun to learn it, and I would love to teach it. So I hope you enjoyed everything that I showed you today. I hope you're getting excited about Celebration. I have 2 other videos with new Celebration things, or new mini catalog / Celebration items that are coming out in January. I hope you view them as well. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. And thank you for spending some time with me today. You have a great day, and I will talk to you next time.